'tis the season for new looks, and there's no merrier way to do it than with Pear's new holiday collection. Whether you plan on matching your PJs and pairs with your little ones, stuffing stockings, or gifting top frames to yourself, these looks were made for the most wonderful time of the year. For me, I like to keep it kind of funky. So with Pear's, I decided to get the frames Wanda in the colorway with tortoise. I feel like you can't go wrong with a nice tortoise shell color and a classic cat eye. It is perfect for every day and for a little spunky moment as well. Let your holiday spirit shine with seasonal styles that slay. This jolly assortment features snowy scenes, classic plaid, Yuletide activities, and your favorite festive hues. Save on traditional glasses markups with base frames that start from just $60 and top frames at just $25. Get free standard shipping on all orders and flexible 30-day return policy. Make every look merry with Pear Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com/think for 15% off your first pair. That's Pear, PAIR, eyewear.com/think.
Welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. Today we are going to talk about hair. I'm not doing that whole intro, so
I'm
guys
just cracking up that
you
you
haven't
every
bothered
week.
me.
She has a sweatshirt behind her. Why?
I don't know.
Why is it not on
It's
her?
a little warm.
It's
every
hot.
week
I took it off.
we tell Kyle to do the intro,
No, they
and
set
I
me
think
up
it's
every
gonna
week,
go
Jazmeen.
so well. I think it's just gonna go so well, and then it doesn't.
We have written, well, I've written different intros, and we'll like one, and then they make fun of me for saying it.
So that was the best you
That
came
was the
up with
best.
this week.
Today I'm not doing that.
Welcome to the Think Loud
We're getting
Crew.
into hair today.
We're talking about hair.
We're going to talk about hair. We keep talking about extended beauty bar.
Oh,
and
I know.
today we have Jazmeen to join us. And now you guys get to learn all the cool stuff that Cheyenne does when
I
she's
don't
at
do
the hair
anything.
salon.
I sit there.
She just comes and sits in the chair.
She comes and sit in the chair.
I love it.
Last week
Welcome.
we had Corey on. And Corey talked about how you pushed her to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's actually crazy because that conversation happened in my chair while she was getting her hair
love
done.
that. That's a magical
Yeah.
chair, y'all.
Which is cool.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of my conversations with clients are always like business and stuff, and actually that's a big part of why I'm at where I am today. Like I literally have learned from a lot of my clients. Like it's just like that back and forth one-on-one
Connection.
time, but it's actually like motivational and inspirational with my clients.
I told Corey that you should be a paid therapist because I know there's plenty of times I come and sit in the chair and I'm like, okay, so I'm about to tell you a long ass story,
Man.
and then you leave feeling like
It's literally a
Like,
job.
it's
It's a
like a
second job.
therapist.
Yeah.
It's a second job.
It's a part of the job, and sometimes I have to kind of just listen because I get a lot of stories, and sometimes those stories intertwine. So it's like
Hold up. Uh-oh.
not the
intertwine, yeah.
You must hear a lot, but it's also nice to know that you receive from it as well. It's not just like, I got all the tea.
yeah,
Like,
no, yeah. The tea comes to me, and I just kind of like, ooh, and then I kind of detour, you know.
That's hard.
Okay, so let's back up,
balance.
Jazz. Where are you from?
So I'm from Pasadena.
Woo woo. We are too. No, just-
The whole table.
Hey, it's us. And then, where did you go to school?
So I graduated. Well, like high school.
Yeah,
Or?
you can go
Give
high
us
school
the whole
to
background.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I went to Marshall in Pasadena. I'm not really proud of that part, but
She said,
every time people ask me where I went to high school, I'm like, I went to Marshall. Yeah, it's just like
for me,
quiet. They're
growing
like,
up, it was either the PHS, Muir, or
Muir.
Marshall. But the people who went to Marshall, I feel like they took school a little bit more serious.
I thought Marshall people
that's
were
all we
gifted.
had. We
Yeah,
only
they were-
had
she said that's
school.
all
We didn't have sports.
I thought that Marshall
Oh,
was like
really?
for
There were
gifted
no
students.
sports.
Sucked. Yeah, that's the thing. So that's why for
I
me,
didn't know that.
people outside of Pasadena who know Pasadena know of PHS and Mirror.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what's Marshall?
So was Marshall? I really thought Marshall was for gifted people.
Yeah, I was like, oh my,
So
my smarter.
Marshall had like
Marshall.
we had the AP classes accelerated program.
Yeah.
So Marshall offered that. So
Okay.
Got it.
a lot of the students there were, I guess,
Smart.
pretty smart.
Right.
If you
She
were,
was a smart girl.
I guess, but I also feel like Mirror and PHS had those programs.
Had the gifted, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that Marshall, that's all we had. So that's what we were known as.
Okay.
As a
Got it.
gifted
There was no
program.
distractions. We had no choice.
Okay. So after high school, what did you do?
So after high school, I went to San Diego State, and then I transferred to USC.
What
And
was
what
your
did you
major?
study? Yeah.
Oh, so going into school, I thought I wanted to be an architect, but San Diego State didn't offer that. So then I did interior design, but then that didn't transfer to USC. So I changed to communication.
Nice.
And attempted to minor in business, but I still took business classes. So I graduated with a communications degree.
Did you have to
I love
minor in
that.
something?
No, I just wanted to.
Oh.
You
Okay.
wanted that extra.
They actually give you the space to do that, which
At
I thought was
USC?
they give
Okay.
us the space to kind of like get a little
To pick.
taste of other
Everything.
Yeah.
of
that's
other
cool.
Yeah,
Departments.
Departments,
or-
yeah.
At Hampton, we had to minor in something to graduate.
okay.
So
nice.
I'm a communications major, but I minored in art.
Oh, nice.
We love that.
I took ceramics classes. I can make a hell of a pot, okay?
Go try.
Not a hell of a pot.
I've been wanting to actually go to one of those classes, but
I
here's
do.
the-
I
want
want
so
someone to
bad.
do one with, but everyone
Oh,
has
you can't
long
have nails 'cause the-
No, not on
Maybe
the
we have to
wheel.
plan
poke
it
the-
when no one has nails. Plan it around
I'm
like
ready.
Jasmine.
Like,
I don't think that's gonna happen.
These are our secret weapon at work.
I
I
honestly
can't cut these down.
That is one of my biggest questions because I've seen videos of you doing hair, and I get distracted. But I like watching your hands work, and I'm like, how does she do this? Where is she moving her fingers? Because her nails are
So long.
so long, and you are just going.
So, okay, I was doing hair in high school, but I started getting nails in like 7th or 8th grade, and I literally would go every 2 weeks after school. And so when I started doing hair, I would have to cut my nails down. So I remember like doing my cheer sisters and stuff, and I would charge them like $40 for weaves. And it cost $25 to get my nails done. So I would cut them down just to go get them redone.
I love it.
So what I did was I cut them all the way down, and then I just kept getting fills. And when it was time to get a new set,
you would.
I would start at the length I just took off.
Oh.
So I
you
literally
kind of,
practiced
You practice with like the growth
the
of it.
growth of, yeah. So I was
Like,
getting
this is
better
gonna
with hair
work.
as I was growing my nails
Like,
out.
this is gonna work out.
She's like, I'm not cutting the nails.
I'm not-
They
No,
are growing.
well, they're
They're
gonna
gonna
grow
grow
at
with
this
me
point.
and learn how to braid and do other
Now,
things.
these are my combs, which is crazy. But a lot of the times that a lot of
And
people
parting,
use
it's easy.
tools to do like part out certain stuff. I'm literally like with my nails, like I'm blow drying like this.
Yeah, you did
And,
that.
like-
You did that earlier. To
Yeah.
me.
I-
I remember.
and people don't realize, but actually, like a lot of people say, like you're actually really efficient with your time in the salon. Like,
yeah, because you're
I
not
usually get
picking up
people
a,
out.
a,
But
a comb and
yeah,
other things.
and I usually multitask, and these are one of my tools.
And they
Okay.
I
feel
love
really
that.
good
On
with
this
the
scale.
wash.
That's another compliment
wait.
I always get.
They
So
be
let's
feeling
go
good.
back. So you studied you finished off at USC. What did you do after that? You had your communications major, your degree, so you were doing
was the
hair at the
next step?
time.
That was my side hustle. That's how I
Okay.
kept
So it's always
money
been
in my
your side
pocket.
hustle.
It's always
So
been
you
my
always
side
done
hustle.
hair.
Well, I didn't think I was going to be behind the chair. I remember when I was applying to colleges and I wasn't, I was kind of nervous about where I was going to get in. I told my grandma, I'm just going to go to cosmetology school. She was like, what? You mean we're like doing all this extracurricular for you and you're just going to go to hair school? So my family, although my family was really supportive, being just a hairstylist, was not in the plan for anybody. Like, they were like, Jazz is not going to just be a hairstylist. Like, I was supposed to go and get a degree and be in corporate or something. They don't say nothing now. But
They better not.
but it's like, yeah, like I just had no thoughts of hair. But graduated.
Do you think that they were like that because of what? Like a stigma behind
Yeah,
hair
for sure.
and like not making money, like a lot of money, or just working on your feet all day? Like, what was the issue?
I think that a lot of people don't really understand that you can really make the most out of anything. So it's not really what you focus on, it's about focusing and taking that further. So for example, like my grandparents didn't have degrees. So like when they brought their children up, they were like, you go to school, get your degree, that's how you'll be successful. And that's just kind of what my dad thought too. And then my mom, she didn't have the opportunity to go get a degree. So for her, it's like, yes, my daughter's going to go and graduate, you know? So it was just like, that was the idea of how to become successful.
Just going to school and getting a degree.
Going and being a hairstylist was like the easy outlet. But then it was just like, okay, you're just going to stand behind a chair. But I don't think they recognized that there was more to it that could happen.
Yeah.
So in college, I mean, that's what I was like, okay, well, let me find out what I want to do. And I mean, I was interested in so much. Like in high school, I was pep commissioner doing the assemblies and stuff, right? So when I noticed that they didn't have interior design at USC, that's what made me choose communication. So I was like, okay, maybe I can look into broadcasting or entertainment or, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to figure it out. But this whole time, I was always doing hair.
So at what point did you go to cosmetology school?
So I was interning at a radio station at Power 106. And I was trying to apply for a job there because I'm like, I'm determined to get a job there. Like, that's what I felt like.
I'm going to use
So
this.
you had your goal.
I'm
Yeah.
using this degree.
Yeah.
So, and I was already interning. And so the thing that I didn't realize was I kind of sucked at that. But here's the thing. I sucked at all of that. But I was, how can you say, I was good at getting the work done. So that back end stuff, like actually like pushing that stuff out, like I think I had one of the most viewed blogs written in history or something. Like I was actually good behind the scenes, but actually like speaking into the cameras, that just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So I had the work ethic. So anyways, I didn't get a job there. So I'm like, dang, I got a degree at USC, but I have no job. And so I was like, I need to do something. So I kind of felt like I was getting burnt out trying to figure this out. And so I was like, you know what? Instead of staying stagnant or like not doing anything, I'm just going to go get my license for cosmetology. And then I'll circle back and I'll go back and get my master's.
So when you were in your phase of trying to get a job, this was after you got your degree, right?
This was like that last semester.
Okay.
I knew I
your
was
last
graduating.
Yeah.
But
That's when you had your internship.
that's when I interned there for 2 years.
Yeah.
At Power
Do
106.
you think that
Nice.
when you graduated and you had your degree, was there a lot of pressure on you? Now you're supposed to get this job.
Oh, for sure. I'm not going to lie. I was embarrassed. I had a lot of friends that were like getting hired at different like PR firms or like, you know, just everyone around me felt like they were getting hired. And I was like, I had poured so much into radio and stuff. So I just kind of felt like this is what I'm going to apply to. This is for sure. And also even the people I was working with, interning with were just like, yeah, you're going to get a job here, you know, but it's not up to just the people around you. Like,
It's the head,
yeah. So I was like pretty sure that I was going to do that. And there was a lot of pressure because the people around me were already like locking in jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're just feeling
I remember
that.
coming home from college after getting my degree and being what I say now is naive to the job world because I was like, oh, I got a degree. I'm going to apply and I'm going to get a job. Like, it's just that simple. That's how I always thought it was going to be that simple. I remember
like,
I
I have
applied to
this.
so many PR companies. I couldn't get hired anywhere. They were like, you don't have any experience. What have you been doing the last 4 years? I'm like, I was at school.
Exactly.
I got the degree for this job. And now you're telling me
ready.
that because I haven't
Hire
worked
me.
here for 4 years, I can't get the job. It made no sense to me. And I was I was so depressed after school. And like
That's
you
be
said,
so
a lot
frustrating.
of other people were getting certain jobs. And I'm like, why is it not happening for me? So,
and the sad part about it is there is no explanation. It's just kind of like some people know people, or some
Right.
people chose to intern at the right place that hired them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's just certain things. Or
just
like
never
me,
know.
I guess
very-
I just
yeah.
really wasn't that good. You know,
You weren't supposed to be
this
there.
is one thing
That's
that
how
I did
feel.
learn from that experience. As much as you have a relationship with people and stuff, like sometimes people don't really tell you why you're not getting the job, or like, or they might like sugarcoat it. So I think that from that experience, I was like, from here on out, I'm gonna ask why not,
Or like,
Or
what
what
do I need to do more?
or
of?
what can I do better.
Yeah.
And ever since then, like I've asked that. And actually, going back now, thinking back, the last semester I was supposed to intern, they kind of like brushed me off, and I was like, am I coming back or not? And they were just like, no. And so then I asked why not. And they were just like, well, we just kind of feel like your energy hasn't been consistent. And of course, like I was stressing out about graduating college and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of hard and I was like,
That wasn't
oh,
your
shoot.
only priority.
But then they were like, okay, we'll give you another chance and you can intern again. So if I wouldn't have asked that, I wouldn't have known what I was lacking.
Or how to improve
Thankfully, they
yourself.
gave me another opportunity. But like, I feel like when you become an adult, you don't get explanations unless you seek them, you know? Or like some people, even if you ask, they won't tell you.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like digging within yourself and accepting criticism for growth rather than like a negative. And I tell people this at my salon all the time when I hire them. It's like, if I'm telling you what you're doing wrong, don't take that bad. Just fix it so that you know what to do right. 'Cause that's the only way to
That
go.
is so
Yeah.
important. That's something I had to learn with my sister and my mom. Like, working with family, it's really hard sometimes. And working with your sibling is difficult. And there used to be times where Cheyenne would give me what I now receive as constructive criticism. But before, it'd be like, why are you saying this? Like,
Yeah.
but I like
Wow.
how you said
You know?
accepting criticism for growth.
Yeah.
For growth, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Most
but it's,
definitely.
Yeah.
I had to have that moment of like, okay, let me stop and really listen. Like, this is coming from someone who I know cares about me, or like I know who wants the best for me. So it was like, it allowed me to pivot in my like point of growth and really open up my eyes in so many ways. So keep telling your clients that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a big
that's
thing
gold.
I think it's
That's
a
gold.
big thing as your own business owner is like, no matter who's telling you, like, you have to grow from it, and you can't take it as personal. You can't go back and cry and like, dang, oh my God, they just told me. Like, no. It's for you to grow. And I
Exactly.
love that you tell people in your chair and, you know, the people that work for you that, you know, you have to grow. Like, especially as a hairstylist, you need that
We need the
you
feedback.
need that real feedback.
And sometimes we don't
because-
like it.
Yeah.
No,
and sometimes
because-
it does hurt. But I think that recognizing that, oh, this could be true.
Yeah.
And how can I fix it really allows us
It'll
to,
elevate
to
you.
elevate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think about that just with doing hair. Like if I'm doing hair and I'm not really getting clients, it's like, well, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
But if those clients are unhappy with something that I'm doing,
Like, hey,
how would I ever be able to fix that to get more clients? But I think it's just in general. And even with my friends and stuff, like we're very honest with each other. Like we can't see ourselves. We don't see how we move. We don't recognize certain habits that we might have that could affect those
us.
of yeah. But it's like if we accept that criticism, then it's like it really just helps.
Have you ever had a client give you criticism that's kind of stuck with you?
Yeah, all the time. Like I mean, listening to my clients is I think what's got me better. But like one thing that I had probably like a little over a year ago, a client was like, "Hey Jazz, like when I come in, can I only have you do my hair?" And I'm like, I'm kind of growing out of that. I need an assistant now. I have too many clients. I can't promise you that it'll just be me. And she was like, well, I just kind of feel like when you do my hair, it's good. But when you tag team with your assistant, it's not as good. Mm-hmm. And like I had to really pay attention to that. That stuck with me because it's like, well, now I'm in an in-between stage, right? Because it's like I'm trying to grow the business. Now like I'm splitting my time between the back end stuff and the behind the chair stuff. But now, like, what can I do so that a lot of clients aren't running from me because I'm running my business like this? So then what does that mean? I have to put more time into training.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was one thing that stuck to me.
That's very real.
I think that was probably, like, the biggest one that I was just like, ouch, because I'm in the middle of trying to grow.
Right.
Oh, actually, there was another one where...
Yeah, that's good.
There was another situation where I was kind of getting into like doing set stuff and celebrities and stuff. And so I took it upon myself to fly to New York for Fashion Week. And I just reached out to everybody I knew. I was like, I'm out here, I'm doing hair. Like, I wanted to do it for Fashion Week. I ended up getting hired for the whole week. And then one of my clients was having a show. I forgot where she was, like Ohio, something weird. Some out still not in Cali, okay? And somewhere, I don't know.
I like how it's just not in Cali.
Yeah, so something weird.
That was great.
I didn't need to use that word, but anyways, it was not back in Cali, and so I had clients, and so I was like, dang, do I take the opportunity to go and do this? Because this is kind of like
a big opportunity.
It's for me. I'm excited. Hey, I get to
I
get
like
flown out. Like,
I'm getting flued out.
I'm getting flued out. Like, I'm doing hair. I'm
it.
getting paid. Like,
You're getting
I'm
paid for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm traveling. I'm doing what I love. And I'm kind of like in the mix. I get to go to the concert.
Yeah,
That's like fun, you know?
Right.
And not like the pay was great.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm getting comp for everything. And so I was like, you know what? This is a great opportunity. I'm already out here. I need to just take it. So I reached out to my clients. I was like, hey, can we reschedule? If you're not happy with rescheduling, I will make sure that I find someone
For you.
to fix you, like to do whatever they need to do. And so what I heard when I got back to the salon was that she was like, oh yeah, she just cares about her celebrity clients way more than she cares about us. And so that really hurt me because it was like, that's not the case, you know? And so what I had to do was I had to fix how to make sure that my clients in salon felt just as important as
Outside.
Your celebrity.
my celebrity clients, you know, because this is an opportunity for me to grow, but also what's allowing me to stay stable is my clients in the salon. So it was like, it's both important. The stability was important, but then the growth was important, you know?
Yeah.
I totally relate to all, like, literally that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm in this same space as I want to grow within, like, my celebrity clientele and on-set work, but then it's like staying at the salon is a totally different ball game. But then you have your clients that are, like, depending on you, and then you're their everything. So, like, I also have to cater to those clienteles that are like, hey, girl, where the hell have you been? Like, where are you? Like, what's going on? But it's the growth. But it's interesting to hear from another hairstylist, like, to have that balance of, like, making sure your clientele at the salon are happy with you and not being bounced around or rescheduled all the time or like, hey,
That's real.
I support you, I love you, but I gotta do my thing. I gotta grow. I gotta do what's best for me as well. So it's a hard balance.
Hard to find
Okay,
a really good stylist.
We got off track of your life story.
Yes, we
So
did.
at this point, we can't get a job at the radio station. And we're in cosmetology school.
Okay, so yes. So I'm in cosmetology school, and I'm doing hair from home.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm like, I got more time to focus on making money. So I would work before and after school. So then I'm in my mom's living room, and then I had to do some color in the kitchen, and color got on the wall.
Oh no.
And so this isn't.
Oh no.
This is
What
not.
kind of color was it?
I mean, at this time I was doing box style,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Because I just
but-
started cosmetology.
I'm sure.
It could
I've
have been
left
like.
plenty of color everywhere. Like,
Okay, so
that's
she's used
the
to the
sink.
tub being color, but now it's like I'm at home more.
And you're doing
There's hair dragging into the kitchen like she's cooking. So we've had a few arguments at this point. So she was like, I've had it. Like, I can't take this any I can't take this anymore. There's color everywhere. There's hair everywhere. I can't enjoy my kitchen. I can't enjoy my space.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So then,
Sorry, girl.
so then a friend of mine at the time had opened up a shop, and so she was like, oh, you can work here, you can come rent a booth. So I'm like, okay, well, how much is the booth rent? And she's like, $600 a month. But don't worry about it, like, if you can't pay it, it's okay. But I was like, dang, $600, that's all I make. Like,
I was gonna ask, at this point, what were your prices like?
I was charging probably $80 for a weave, $75 for a weave.
A full weave?
A full weave.
Cheyenne goes, oh,
75.
I should have came when the kitchen hookup was real with the box dye.
Man, I don't know how good the work was, but
Hey, you were learning.
It's funny. At the bottom of my hair page, I still have pictures from working
beginning?
from home.
I love that.
I never deleted
to
them.
remind you.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
gonna be a real creep tonight and have to scroll
God.
way back.
Can you send the screenshots?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
gotta
it's
send them to
okay.
Travis.
So when you heard that what the booth rent was, you were like, I would be giving you everything I'm making at this point.
Yes, but I was like, I had to do something. And this was another uncomfortable stage, right? It's like, okay, so what do I do? So I was like, you know what? Let me just go for it. And I just told my friend at the time, I was just like, I'm just going to, like, I'll just pay you, And she was like, yeah, well, if you can't, it's fine. But I think that I already kind of had that mentality of always keeping, like, that business respect there, like, I didn't want to just come into her space and, like, not try to pay her.
Yeah.
So in my mind, that's what I was going to do. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, how can I get some more clients? Because at the time, I was barely making, I don't know, I probably had 2 to 3 clients a week. Like,
and you're in school full time.
I was in school from 7 to 5.
Yeah.
So I asked 6 of my friends to come to me once a month just for pictures. And I was like, if you want to come more, come more. And I did their hair for free, literally until I built up my clientele. And actually, till this day, I still do my friends and everybody that works at the salon's hair for free.
That's dope. I love that.
Whenever they're like, Jazz, you're so busy, I don't have. I'm like, no, just come on, let's do it.
Yeah,
It's your team. You guys have all worked together, and you recognize the people who have supported you. That's cool.
Tis the season for new looks, and there's no merrier way to do it than with Pear's new holiday collection. Whether you plan on matching your PJs and pairs with your little ones, stuffing stockings, or gifting top frames to yourself, these looks were made for the most wonderful time of the year. For me, I like to keep it kind of funky. So with Pear's, I decided to get the frames Wanda in the colorway with tortoise. I feel like you can't go wrong with a nice tortoise shell color and a classic cat eye. It is perfect for every day and for a little spunky moment as well. Let your holiday spirit shine with seasonal styles that slay. This jolly assortment features snowy scenes, classic plaid, Yuletide activities, and your favorite festive hues. Save on traditional glasses markups with base frames that start from just $60 and top frames at just $25. Get free standard shipping on all orders and flexible 30-day return policy. Make every look merry with Pair Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com/think for 15% off your first pair. That's Pair, PAIR, eyewear.com/think.
So you finished cosmetology school.
Finished cosmetology school, and I was still working with my friend, and then I was just kind of helping her with, like, back end stuff. Not back end stuff, but, like, something as simple as, like, making sure the bathroom had toilet paper, or like
just
more
making
than
sure
just what your booth
her
was.
shop
more
is
than
good
just
too.
doing hair. Yeah. And so
Running
and it was
the
just
actual
natural.
business of the salon.
At what point did you realize, like, okay, I can do this, but do more than what I'm doing? At what point did you realize, okay, I'm renting a booth, I want to own my own salon?
She asked me to be her business partner, and then we went into doing the salon thing, but I really didn't see that for myself. I didn't. If she wouldn't have presented that opportunity, I probably would have I would have probably just been doing set stuff, film stuff, like stuff outside the salon. But then there were like a lot of things that I wanted to add to the salon. So when we decided to part ways, that's what I implemented in this new salon that I had. It was like I decided to just fill in the gap of a lot of things that I saw. Like for example, me feeling uncomfortable if a client is not able to get their hair done because I'm out of town, right?
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, I want to be able to have a space where a client can feel like it's at home, but they don't necessarily have to have me as doing their hair. Okay. And I noticed that in the salon, it was like, you're my client, you know, and you can't sit in somebody else's chair. Otherwise, you're getting looked up and down. Like, what you doing over
and
there?
it shouldn't be that way in
Yeah.
the salon. Everyone should be able to touch.
Exactly. So I came up with this salon idea of having a salon home, and we work as a team, and you can book whoever you want, or whoever is available. I mean, of course, we have our preferences, right? Some people are better than others at certain things, but I do my best at training everyone, so it's pretty in line. And it's crazy, but I always hear that story about McDonald's just having like that like, you know, when you go through McDonald's drive-thru, you're gonna get that same thing.
Right.
So I was like, how can I apply that to hair? And so, of course, it's more customized, right? We're not just dishing you out like a McDonald's cheeseburger.
But it's like, I know if I'm booking, I'm going to get at least the
service.
same service that you would give me with with someone else who
You're going to get the
works
same
at
quality as if you're sitting in your chair.
It seems more like a salon family versus just here's my hairstylist.
Exactly.
You know,
and there's people who have been in every chair, and like it before it would be looked down upon. It'd be like a chair hopper, you know, you're the chair hopper of the salon. But
no, that's real.
That's the thing.
I used to go to a barber shop, and it was like if my barber wasn't available, I would have to wait, because if I didn't go to him, like, it was a conversation. And people cut different. Like, it was a whole thing.
I think I've sat in everybody's chair.
Yeah.
I'm really going down, like, trying to think about everybody in Jasmine's shop.
But see, what makes me happy is the fact that she's always taken care of.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not in town, like, I might be celebrating my birthday, and it could be her anniversary. So she doesn't get her.
But she feels comfortable sitting in somebody else's chair, and she knows she's going to get the same quality as if,
I will definitely see Cheyenne coming back from the hair salon at all hours of the morning, y'all. And she'll be like, oh yeah, like, I just got my hair done at Jazmeen's. But then I'll see a picture of Jasmeen, like, on a boat. And I don't even know her hair, girl.
Yeah.
When did she get
I need balance, okay? I literally work for my vacation. So when I'm on vacation, I'll look at my phone a couple of times, but I don't want to have that feeling of like my client not getting taken care of.
Having a guilt.
Yeah.
Like, dang, she's not going to get her hair done today, but
there's times where I've gone to sleep like, dang, maybe I should just cancel this trip. Like, or maybe I should just not go to that or do this. Like, I've missed so many Saturday baby showers and birthday parties while like building my career.
Yeah.
So now that I have like a team where we're not counting clients or like, you know, it's like we work together. And I feel like we grow as a team here, and it's not a competition.
I like that. I like that you're building, like you said, like a family within your salons, and you have that vision, and it's coming true, and that you're actually making sure that you're hands-on with each stylist that you have within the chairs in your salon. Because I think at most salons, it's normally just what you specialize in, what, you know, everyone has their chair, and if you're in a different chair, like, excuse you, I did your hair the last week or whatever, like, no, like, you just took my client. But it shouldn't really be like that, because if everyone in the salon is a team and family, then you're like, oh, I'm happy that you're with so-and-so
I'm happy you're getting taken care of.
Yeah, I'm happy you're getting taken care of.
Is it hard to break that stigma when you bring in new stylists? Like, is it hard to get your stylist to understand that this is a team effort rather than, like, that's not just your client?
I've actually been very blessed. No, that hasn't been an issue.
That's good.
I feel like I do come into like small little knickknacks here and there. But for the most part, it's really been working. And I think that, like, clients are a little uncomfortable sitting in other people's chair the first time. But once they sit in someone else's chair, they can be like, you know what? Okay, I'm at least in good hands. And I also feel like it helps the client, like, from having to find a whole nother stylist.
Or go somewhere else. Going outside of their comfort.
now.
And the
It's
biggest
scary finding a
biggest
stylist.
thing I hear when people come and sit down in my chair is my last stylist canceled on me last minute, or like she's always rescheduling me, or she just didn't respond.
Yeah.
And that makes my stomach just like, I just cringe inside. Like,
I got you.
Because it's
Right
just
here.
like, oh my God, like just imagine waking up, you got a photo shoot or something, and
It's happened to me, I know.
that's
Yeah.
hair ruins almost everything. Like, okay.
It's the main
My-
focus.
Oh my God, I just can think of so many stories where it's just like everything gets ruined when your hair is not done, you know?
Well,
And
and
I
the cancellations made me figure out natural hair care because
Yeah, you were
I
getting
was
canceled.
It's the worst
I was
feeling.
depressed. I would be
Yeah.
sitting at home crying because it, like, as a single parent, also it's like I had to pay for a sitter for my kids. I had to make the time, pay for the sitter, get out. I had to go buy the hair. I had to go do this. And I'm sitting outside and you don't answer your phone at a time
Yeah,
that you
that's-
gave me, like, and I paid a deposit. I'm ready to honk the horn and wake the whole building up at this point.
I told you to go
But I
knock on the
can't.
door. You're like,
Oh, but I couldn't even
But
get to
then-
the door.
then you don't even
like,
want the person doing your
But
hair.
now the energy is messed
energy's
up, right?
off.
Because it's
Energy,
like,
then you don't want, because then
I sat outside, but
and the stylist has the weird energy.
yeah.
And then the person, because you can, it's the craziest thing. Being a hairstylist, you can feel your client's energy.
For sure. Vice
You
versa.
can, yeah, vice versa. So if you're sitting there and your client's mad at you, you're like, I don't got to touch you today. Are
Yeah.
you okay? Because let's talk about it real fast.
Yeah.
ooh.
Because
Yeah.
Have you had
you
nightmare
feel
clients?
that.
Have you ever
feel
had
that
to break
shit.
up with a client?
I for sure
I'm going to
have.
tell you about 2 stories that just popped in my mind.
Yes.
Yikes.
One client, yes, she was just, every time she came in, I had like a knot in my stomach. It was just like,
Yeah.
something was always wrong. So I think the last time I was just like, I really enjoyed doing your hair, but I feel like you don't appreciate my work, and I think it's best that you look for another stylist. And she was like, no, Jazz, I love your work. And I was like, but you just complained to me 10 times. Like, you sent me all these texts. So after that, I just didn't respond. But I did have this one situation where one of my clients, I asked her to come at like 6 a.m. and I was late that day. So I apologized. But the thing about it is she's always late. And I think this is a battle too, because I feel like as stylists, a lot of clients are like, the stylist is always late, but then they don't recognize that they're late sometimes. So it's like a battle, right? So for me, how I look at it is, I don't mind if a client is late sometimes, because sometimes I might be late, but it's a give-take relationship. It's not just going to be like, if you're late, I'm cutting you off, you know? So this time I happened to be late. It was 6 in the morning. It was really dark. She felt uncomfortable by that. In my head, I'm thinking, well, you couldn't just sat in your car until I got there. It's not that long. But hey, she felt uncomfortable. So when she sat in my chair, I could just feel the energy. And so I think we were talking about her next appointment, and I gave her a 6 a.m. time again. And she was like, well, is it going to be 6 a.m.? Because I was sitting outside till 6:15. And I was like, look, I apologize for being late, and I'm getting you out on time. So even if I'm late, I try to get clients out by the time that their scheduled appointment says. So if your appointment says it's 7 to 9 and I start you at 7:15 or 7:30, I'm still trying to get you out by 9.
Yeah.
Like, that's how my brain works, because
Yeah.
I know that in your head, you're like,
Your day
this
can
You already
appointment
have
is
a schedule
over
after
at 9.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do tell people that hair is different. You can't just time it like an eyebrows or a nails. Like, it's a little bit different because certain things happen with our scalp, and it's just a whole nother thing.
Different science.
So with hair, I always tell people, like, give yourself more wiggle room. If that's the one appointment that you should always give yourself more wiggle room. But going back to her, she kind of gave me this attitude. And so I was like, you know, I already apologized for this. I was like, but I'm still going to have you out by this time. And she was like, well, I thought I was going to be out earlier. And what she didn't factor in is that she had asked me for an extra service that morning too. So now, yes, I'm running behind, but you asked me for an extra service, which I was like, okay, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll do it. But now it's taking more time. But now you're still expecting to be out by that time. So I kind of, at that time, I was just like, I felt like I was being apologetic and trying to compromise and like make sure that she was happy. But her energy and how she was coming at me was just like, I really wanted to be like, you've been late. You added an extra service. We all been outside in the dark.
Like, she
Like,
just
it was
outside
just
in the
like,
dark.
now we've all been outside in the dark. Okay, girl.
Yes.
Do you want this 6 a.m. next week or not?
Thank you. Are you going to show up or
Are you
not?
going to show up or not? You know, because it
You
just
have
was
to
like, oh my
give
God.
grace.
So yeah,
times.
that, it's like,
You have those situations.
I was like, do you want to take this 6 a.m.? But in my head, I was like, I really hope you don't. And
Like,
she
please
didn't.
say no.
She didn't.
Yeah.
So that was the end of that. So, I mean, I tell my new employees all the time, every client is not for you and you're not for every client. If a client doesn't want to come back to you, don't take that personal. If you don't want to take that a client, that's okay. The energies have to intertwine.
Yeah.
If you're not being appreciated or you're or respected and vice versa, then hey, let's keep it moving. Why are you gonna keep going to somebody that you feel uncomfortable sitting in their chair?
Yeah.
Or why would you keep having a client who every time she comes in, you're just like, oh, I hope.
So you're having a panic attack.
Yes.
Like,
Because that's a thing for us
Crazy.
too.
it's such a thing. Like, you have,
Anxiety behind it.
There's clients I get anxiety by.
Been in your
Yeah.
salon a few times with Cheyenne, and every time I go, Cheyenne would be like, I have to do this. And I'll be like, it's okay, I can wait. Because it's so nice in there.
true.
The energy is so inviting. Now that I know, like, there's no seat wars, like, for
Yeah.
me.
wars.
No, because, like, for me, like, someone who's looking for, like, a salon home, like, I don't want, like, that one person at the salon that I can only go to. Like, I don't want to. I asked, there's someone who cuts and colors my hair in the salon, and I asked about the braider in the salon, and it was like,
Yeah, that happens.
I got no info. Like, and
Yeah.
it was like, am I supposed to just go there and, like, ask the person? Like, I'm trying to be
Like respectful.
respectful too.
and ask. Yeah.
So it's so weird when people, like, may not offer a service, but they know someone in the same salon who can do it, and it's like,
They don't want to offer
But
theirs.
here's the
it's so
thing.
confusing.
People are so territorial, and there's so much out here for everyone.
Everyone.
Like what you can do and what I can
Somebody
do is
else
completely different. But we, for example, we're both hairstylists, right? If I'm not available, why can't I refer out to somebody who specializes in cut and color that I know is going to take care of a client? Like, or if
Or
I
like,
can,
if I can't do a weave or I can't do braids, I'm for sure highly suggest you.
it's
Because
just
I know what I can do when I cannot do. And I like, my thing is not weaves and like doing those type of things. And I will love to like give other people clients. I feel like it's so weird. Even if
confusing.
I do cut and color and I just know somebody else who can do it, I've for sure referred you to people. Like, I'm like, I don't want to make, it's not like a war. Like you said, everyone can have a taste. And it's just like, not everyone does the same thing. And everyone does everything so differently.
different, like in hair texture. Like for me, growing up, like we just went to this, like we had braids or we were in the salon and our hair was straightened. So like even learning how to take care of my hair has been like a journey, and finding different hairstylists have different tips and tricks,
different
and it's
things.
like, I don't mind going to different people because I know I'm going to walk away with like, oh man, I didn't know maybe I could apply oil in this way with, it's, there's different ways of learning. Some people use steam. Like there's
How do
different
you
ways
stay
to...
like up to trend?
oh, I still take classes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll take online classes that I just like pay for. Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, like
You can learn a lot.
you can learn a lot from there. I think that naturally I've just been doing hair so long that certain techniques and stuff are not that hard for me to grasp. But I study. Like I just added a new method to my services 2 weeks ago. So it was like, I'm always studying. That's how I stay up to date. And what's
do a
crazy
lot.
too is I learn from my assistants as well. So like in the salon, that's another thing I talk about is like, we learn from each other.
Okay.
So I don't turn down how somebody does things. So like we can get to point Z no matter how like we do it. But as long as we still get to that
Same
point,
Z. Yeah.
then it works, you know? So I think with hair, it's like we all have like a different path of how we can get to somewhere, but like it doesn't have to be the same one, but being open and being willing to learn. So
I love
When you
that you
take
said
those
that.
classes, do you go back and then hold a class for like your salon? Like, how do you teach them?
yep. I mean, I don't hold a specific class, but it'll just be like, hey, come look at this. And usually, like, the stylists that have already been in the game for a while can grasp something quick.
Okay.
But, like, the ones that I'm training.
So cool, like hair talk, like.
But, yeah, like, my newer assistants, I will train them on it.
Okay. What about if I was listening to this and I went to your page, I see that I like how you do hair. I'm a hairstylist, but I'm new. Could I hit you up to say, like, can you teach me?
Yeah,
Like-
I teach classes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm an open book when it comes to hair. Like, I even have clients who are like, oh, I'm interested in hair. What, like, do you think I should do? I'm like, girl, yes, it's some good money in
It
this.
is
Come on.
such
Like,
good money.
Yeah.
It's so, and I think it's a fun thing to do as well. But
it's
you
so
just,
much fun.
I just think, like you said, like there's so many new things, and I love that you said that you're constantly learning yourself because I feel like if you're a closed door as a hairstylist, you're just gonna lesser your growth.
You'll fall out of trends.
You'll fall out of trends, and if you've been in the game for a long time, like you said, you'll grasp it fast, and then you can just exude it through other hairstylists. I think it's just, I feel like as a hairstylist, I've been in the game for a long time, but I'm never turning down somebody trying to teach me a new trend or a new technique. Like, I think I'm forever learning. I'm forever like taking classes and asking other hairstylists, hey, I saw that. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Like, I am never gonna, like, I even still, like,
So you're not shy to ask.
I'm not shy to ask. I'm not even shy. Like, I even, like, if another hairstylist that I admire needs an assistant, I'm like, hey, I'll assist you. Like,
Yeah, so you could learn.
I'll learn if I don't know that technique, or if I want to work with that person and they're doing, like, a celebrity or whatever. Like, hey, let me just sit there and watch you because
I'm the same way.
I just want to be there, and
Yep.
I just, hey, I can connect with,
Yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
can see where my growth can be.
So, a question for both of you guys, since you guys are both in the same field. How do you not get burnt out? Because you're legit on your feet all day.
Yeah,
you're using your
physically.
hands all day. And then I know I've seen Jazz. Jazz will be in the back to the front desk. Like, your mind is, you're answering the phone. I feel like sometimes I watch and you give me anxiety. I'm like, damn, girl, sit down. But you can't sit down. How do you guys not get burnt out?
Oh, my goodness.
Vacations.
I think that we all kind of fight with this, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like you know what you want, you work towards it, but you try to balance it as much as possible. I work for my vacations.
Okay, so the vacations is your balance.
My vacations are my balance. I also like the fact that I can make my own schedule.
Yeah.
So, like, if I start to feel like I am going to be burnt out, or, like, for example, holiday season, I know I'm about to be working like crazy, right? So these last couple of weeks, I got my little fun times in there. I went on a big trip. And so, like, now it's like, okay, grind time, but I have something to look forward to after. So I kind of, like, will plan things after.
The big season.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I just kind of look ahead, but I don't keep that strict schedule. So, like, if I'm working a super, super long day today and tomorrow, then, like, the next day might be, like, a half day.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know? But also, if I feel like this whole week I have a bunch of long days, I just plan for something a little, you know, a little something to just an outlet.
Okay, so your outlets. Shannon, what do you think you do?
I feel like kind of like what Jazz said. I do my best. Like, these last couple of weeks have been ridiculous of just, like, me constantly just working. And then, like, I work on set and then also in the salon. So trying to find that balance is ridiculous because I just had a whole week of on-set work. And then now this week is...
You drive far.
Yeah, and now this week is salon with clients that have been waiting patiently for me.
Are they sitting down with the attitude?
some are and some aren't, but it's just knowing that I have little gaps and looking forward to those little gaps. I'm like, okay, that's my half day. I can sit down and chill and kind of breathe and regroup, because I know when I work my ass off and like don't have those gaps, I become sick. And because my body's like, girl, sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like, what
Your
the hell are
body
you
will
doing?
make you sit down.
Literally, as a hairstylist, like, yeah, like your body will make you sit down if you don't, like you said, we're constantly
You guys are doing
just
a lot.
going.
Do
And
you guys
like,
wear the special shoes or insoles for your feet? Because like I know older.
Okay, so
Is this a thing?
yes, it is a thing. Jazmeen did
funny.
my hair today before I came. Little side story.
It's
Yesterday,
my short day, okay?
Yesterday I was in the car, right? She texts me, she goes, "Do you need your hair done before tomorrow?" And I look in the little rear view and I'm like, yeah. I, like everything in me was like, I can't be on the podcast talking about how she does hair and then it's the one day my hair's not done. So anyway, I go get my hair done today. Whole time she's talking about these shoes hurt. These aren't my good shoes.
No,
She
true.
tried a new pair of shoes today. And these
like
weren't
listen.
it.
plantar fasciitis.
I think
like
at the beginning of the career, I was like, oh, I'm about to be that
Cute.
cute,
No.
wear cute boots, like whatever. Now I'm in my like, oh, I need some really good tennis shoes within like.
insoles and support.
Your sister said
crazy.
the uglier the shoes, the better.
And she's not lying.
No, you
okay,
got to.
I'm in the mom and dad shoes now. These are the cute shoes. These are the in
Right.
shoes. When I got my first pair of New Balances, they were so comfortable. I think I have 10 now because
It's so real.
every color, like it's just these shoes that I have on right now, I would not be able to work a whole day. I just told Kim, she was trying to tell me something, right? When we were leaving the salon. I'm like, Kim, I can't even think my feet hurt. Like, that's how, because I'm standing all day. So
Yes.
if I'm not comfortable standing, like this is literally, I'm not going to ever sit down. I can't take my shoes off in front of clients.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
there's no way I can go.
Hold on, let me take my shoes off really quick.
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like? No, like, what girl?
I mean, I wouldn't care, but I get how some clients would be like,
But
is she
some
really
people-
barefoot
But it's just
right
not
now?
professional, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. I've had a couple of times where it's the last client and
You're like,
she's
look, we
you know,
gotta
a
get
loyal
through
one,
this.
and I'm like, girl, my feet hurt. I'm sorry, but I'm about to do my hair in my socks.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's
It
really, yeah.
That's
Because
funny.
there's some stylists that I look at, I'm like,
How
how are you wearing those high heel boots today? Like, and
There's
you
this
have
one girl that's super cute on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen her. She's like a Latina girl, and she always has on like a really cute. dress with like heels on.
heels, yeah.
Maybe
Some-
she does
is
one
it for
client
the
a day.
content?
Like, maybe it's a
No,
content
but some
thing.
people really, but
I
some
think she
people
really does
dress
it,
really
but-
dresses like that.
But I think there's a difference too, because you do have your stylists who go in for that one client or two
And then go
clients,
out.
and then they're out.
Yeah.
I sometimes work 18-hour days.
You're
There's
back to back to back.
Yeah.
there's been times where I've been at I've slept at the salon.
Yeah.
Like that's how it's gotten. Or like I'll be there at 2 and I gotta be back at 6. So it's like I run home and take my little nap, shower, let's go.
Yeah.
Especially during holiday season.
It's grind time.
I'm trying
If
to get in
somebody,
there.
like, what is your advice to somebody who wants to get to where you're at right now?
Oh my gosh. I think that taking it slow and just implementing little by little is best, because when you move too fast or try to expect to be like at a higher level so quick, you miss out on all the smaller things. So I think that everything that I've done now, from like being a hairstylist to having a salon to having assistants to having employees to having a hairline, like making this passive income, I don't think that all of that would be organized enough to like have you where I'm at now. So just like taking those small steps. I always say small steps make big moves. So like I think a lot of hairstylists are like, oh, I'm just gonna own a salon. But it's like, if no one is in your salon working, who has to pay for all of that?
yeah.
There's a lot of overhead. If you're working behind the chair, who's gonna check out clients? Who's gonna answer phone calls? Who's gonna send out orders? Like, you have to be able to handle all of this, and it's not easy. I'm wearing like 30 hats,
Yeah.
but I'm also
You're an entrepreneur.
I'm also asking for help and letting go of control. But I think that those small steps as I'm going, like, okay, this year I'm going to have a calendar and have deposits. Next year, I'm going to see about having an assistant so they can take over my calendar and implement social media. The following year, you know, I'm going to do training classes online.
Yeah.
But just like people jump into it and they just want to be big so fast. But it really takes those small steps so that learning and like it gets easier, you know, then the little things that you implement it become automatic. But if you just put so much on your plate, then it's just like, then you forget about this, you forget about that,
It's
you forget about that.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
So it's almost like a lot of goal setting.
It's goal setting and date setting, not just goal setting. I like to say date setting.
Like literally saying on March 11th, I'm going to have this done.
Or at least by a month or
Okay.
something, you know? Yeah.
I'm like, I need to learn how to date set.
I like that.
I like
you
the
said
date
that.
setting.
I like
Wait,
date
wait.
setting.
Self-accountability.
I mean, I read a post on Instagram and it was just like, if you tell yourself you're going to clean your room in 3 hours, you'll clean it in 3 hours. But if you tell yourself you're going to clean it by Sunday, you'll clean it by Sunday. So those dates that you give yourself, I mean, a lot of stuff we do, if you really think about it, we'll procrastinate, and you sit down and do it and you're like, that didn't even take much.
Yeah.
Right, that was
Yeah.
nothing.
That
yeah.
was not that hard. Actually, it took me 5 minutes. But how long did it took you? Actually, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
just date setting.
That was really
Date
good.
setting.
I like that.
I
I like that
this.
too. Thanks, Jazz.
Yeah.
Dropping
Wait, you
little gems.
mentioned a hair or an extension line.
Oh,
Can you tell us more about that?
Okay, so I have a hairline where I have multiple different textures. My goal is to be able to have different colors and textures for everyone. So my salon is diverse. So it doesn't matter what kind of hair you have. My goal is to have that type of extension for you. And also the salon caters to everyone. But it's called Extended Beauty Bar, the same as the salon. So the brand is just an overall extended beauty bar.
I like that.
That's exciting.
And the hair is really good.
Thanks.
I use
I've
it.
been working on it for like 10 years.
It's
I
really
love
good
that.
hair.
To
Yeah.
get what you
Yeah.
want with like the quality.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's good hair.
Gotta use
So
it.
the way we end our podcast every week is you can share a WTF moment of your week, or you can share advice. So think about it. We won't start with you. Anybody over here? 'Cause I don't
goodness.
know
I have a
mine.
WTF.
Oh, okay.
This weekend, Parker had his first hockey tournament, and it was exhausting because I had to drive to Lake Forest every morning at 5 a.m.
Where is that?
Lake Forest is in Irvine.
Oh, okay.
It's very exhausting, but I had an aha moment, like, why the fuck did my son choose hockey?
Oh my
Because
goodness.
these kids were crucial, and just there's this one team that just kept fucking up these kids. Sorry, excuse my language,
They're
y'all.
like rough with them.
But they,
Like,
hockey's a rough
Yeah.
sport. These kids are 7 and 6, 8 years old. This one team was just ramming the fuck into these kids, and Parker had enough of getting rammed into. Parker didn't even try to get the puck. Not even looked at the puck. He saw the number, the kid that pushed, kneed him in the neck, elbowed him in the neck. Parker rammed the Parker.
Oh, he said, I'm getting you.
He said, I'm just going to hit you.
Yes, Parker skated so fast into this kid, and the coach looked at me and said, "What happened to Parker?" He was like, "I didn't see what happened down here." So Parker got a penalty, and he was so proud of it. He's like, "Mom, I got my first penalty." I was like, "That's nothing to be proud of, son. Let's not do that next time."
Oh, he felt good.
One of the parents on the sideline was like, "I got the whole footage. Parker was looking for blood." And I was
tired of getting hit.
He was tired because his kids were mean. That was
Go,
my
Parker.
WTF of
Yeah,
this
I like
weekend.
that. That's a good. I love when Parker finds his voice.
Yeah.
Parker, on the ice, Parker is a different kid. His face be looking so mean. He'd be like, I'd be like, oh,
Game
whoa.
face.
Game face all the way. So yes, my WTF is I'm a full-on hockey mom.
Aww.
Love it.
Shannon, Kyle,
Great.
do you have one?
I don't.
Why are you smiling after like that?
I don't know. Like, I didn't try to get my hair done this week, but I did text Jazmeen because I do want a hairstyle.
She definitely did.
No, okay. So I got my hair braided recently from Kim's sister, who actually works at your salon at times, I think. I got from Cheyenne. I don't know.
I met her at the salon.
Yeah. Got my hair braided. I was so happy. But my hair right now is just in this phase where it's like, it just needs like, I don't know what to do with it. So that's my WTF in terms of my hair. So I text Jazmeen and she sent me some hairstyles. And I just still get so overwhelmed at the thought of a weave. But I think I really want to do it. So
Get it, girl.
I think my advice this week is to step out of my comfort zone and for others to step out of their comfort zones and see what new energy this, I feel like I'm turning red.
That this weave will give
This
you?
weave will give me?
Yes, sis.
Who
She gonna be
knows?
flinging that thing
Oh my goodness.
She's already doing it.
Right,
She's
you're already
new
like
energy.
doing it in the air.
Well, I'm used to having hair from when I was younger, so I still do this. And I have, even when I was bald, I would still do this.
Oh,
and
that's
people
weird.
would be like, did you just tuck nothing? And I'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
please ignore my weirdness. No, but yeah. Step out of your comfort zone. Like, do something different this holiday season, even if it's for yourself, like in your self-care, like go do a new class, get a new hairstyle. Just do something, surprise yourself. That's my advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here putting it on you guys, really trying to think about what mine is.
Anything?
I don't think I have advice this week. I'm trying to think if I have a WTF. I'm trying to think if anything interesting has been happening in my life. I feel like every day
There's something.
Is it WTF?
is a WTF. Yesterday, I got home. Where was Zach and I? We were somewhere. We were running late, so Isabel picked up Ryder from school. And we got home. Raya spent the weekend at her dad's house. And she comes in. I come in, and she just looks like she spent the weekend at her dad's house. Like, how do you just look like it? And Zach said the same thing. Like, it looks like she looks rough. Like,
Taylor was not there, I'm assuming.
that's the WTF. Taylor's in Seattle. Okay?
Oh, no, so her hair wasn't done.
The hair wasn't done.
How did I know it
The
was
hair-
Taylor?
on point.
Taylor has her hair on point. Her hair wasn't done. She wears uniform to school. She didn't have the uniform shirt on. She had like a school t-shirt on. And I'm just like, okay. Then her little friend Ayla was there, and Ayla goes, tell your mom what happened. And I'm like, well, what happened? And then Ryder goes, well, I got in a little trouble at school today. I'm like, well, why? And she goes, well, my dad. And like, okay, well, what did your dad,
My dad.
do?
What?
He packed candy and a Sprite in my
Stop.
lunch.
Stop.
And I'm like, make it make sense.
Wait, was it a big can or
a
the
can
mini?
of soda, and then Ayla said she had to sit on the bench and not get up if she wanted to lick her lollipop.
So she was trying to eat candy?
Yes, you're not supposed to pack candy or soda.
Oh, my
And you gotta be in
goodness.
uniform and do the girl's hair. So last night,
Poor baby. Did you take a picture of her?
no, she looked rough. So
She had
I
her.
was laying there
her
putting her
real
to
week
sleep
in her
last
dad's
night, and
house.
she kept tucking her little hair in. I said, what's going on with your hair? She goes, well, my dad, he took like a glob of gel, and he just did like this on my flyaways. And she said, no, my head is itching. It was just so many issues. And I was just sitting there like, my poor daughter. And she's like, I just don't understand. And she says they called Taylor the night before for her to explain how to do the hair.
Oh.
And I'm just like, all right. So clearly, like, Zach and I, there's times where I can't get Ryder ready in the morning. Zach has really sat there and learned how to slick Ryder's hair back. Because
Yeah.
you have a daughter, you need to learn how to do her hair. And I'm like, damn, now I'm going to have to go to Taylor, talk to Taylor about, talking to Corey about
How to do her hair.
learning how to do her hair, which is a real thing.
That is a
Girl
real
dads,
thing.
learn how to do your daughter's hair, because Ryder's hair was looking real cray. And I remember there was one day my dad did my hair for school, and it always sticks with me, and it scarred me for life because he put my hair straight up, and he called it a stick shift. He took gel and just did it straight up
That's
and globbed
torture.
it like a big penis like this.
And Cheyenne has
And I have thick ass
very
hair,
thick
and I went to
hair.
school with my hair sticking straight up, and he said the style was a stick shift.
Yeah.
Is that not the mistake?
We used to, Cheyenne used to have the stick shift, and we used to call her booty head because her braids, her hair would swell up.
It was well, and it was like two
And then it was like two butt cheeks, and we'd be like, oh, look at booty head.
It's booty head or stick shift.
Oh
So
my
I'm very
goodness.
protective of Ryder's hair. Like, Zach will do Ryder's hair and send pics like, are we good? Like, are we
she okay
good,
with
right?
Also,
I'm not, I feel like girls
So
like
now
at
Corey
school,
needs to have a
he
dad lesson.
He needs to have a lesson because he had
man.
Ryder walking around. You know when the flyaways like
No.
poof like this?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no product.
There was no.
Or it was just on the
Or it
ends.
was. It was.
You can't
No,
do
it
that
was on
with
the forehead. You know how you get the gel line when it dries?
No, she didn't.
Well, shout out to Taylor for holding it down.
Yeah, because my girl had a Sprite candy bad hair day and no uniform.
No uniform.
I'm surprised the school didn't call me.
like, is your child okay today?
Right. All right, Jazz.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
She's like, y'all are crazy.
That was
I'm like,
funny.
you guys is all interested. I wouldn't mind to be interesting.
No, don't be kid related. We're over here kid hungry or kid
dang.
like
Yeah,
Kid
half the time I'm
overwhelmed.
talking about how Ace has peed on something or pulled his ass out or. Yeah, it's
Okay,
always
so
kid
maybe
stuff.
I'll talk to people who don't, about stuff that
Yes,
not kid
yes.
related.
yes,
Let's see.
please let us live
Um,
through you.
I should do that advice one.
Yeah, do the advice one.
How'd you do that? Advice?
Should I do the advice?
Should I do some advice?
my life is boring because I don't have kids.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You
I'm
tell us
sure
something
you have a WTF.
Exciting.
Well, I had an exciting WTF.
Okay,
Yes.
So
we like those.
Yeah. So this weekend was Black Friday, and it's my 3rd year in business, and sales went really, really good. The
exciting.
first Black Friday we had like 3 sales, I think, and then this year, as soon as it hit midnight at 12:03, we had 3 sales. Like literally
Yeah.
right after Black Friday went up. So that was
Right.
just like, oh dang, the growth.
Yeah.
So like looking back 3 years ago, I'm like, oh my God, I only had 3 sales. And then this year, finally,
the
it's just
first
like
few minutes.
the first few
That's
minutes,
crazy.
people were anticipating it. And like just the whole process was just like, what the fuck? I'm here. Like,
Did you
Yeah.
keep
I
checking
love
your
that.
sales that
oh man, I was
day?
like so excited every time I heard a little sound, and
Yeah.
I would just go and check.
Congratulations.
I love that.
Yeah,
exciting.
so
I love that.
I was excited
it's-
for you. I
Seeing your
kept
growth.
asking too.
Yeah.
I think I've asked Jazz 3 times how's the doing? How's the sale going?
I've been,
Yeah,
I
no.
saw Cheyenne posted a few times. Like I was, it had me looking at.
We
the
put it
hair.
on the podcast
I put it on the
page
podcast
too. Yeah,
page.
you guys are
Thank
Yeah.
you
having
guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a very exciting moment, I think, for me and the team, just seeing how our work has paid off.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I think in the beginning it was just like, dang, like kind of like sad about like not getting what we would have wanted, you know? But then now looking back, it's like, oh my God, look at how all that work
Yeah.
has just paid off. And it like really just takes time and patience.
I
It
love
takes
the
a
growth.
team.
like,
yes.
I love the team aspect.
team,
like,
yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's
definitely.
something that's really sometimes missed when you're starting out as an entrepreneur. Like people don't really emphasize how much like you need a team.
A team, yeah.
Because like you said, you're wearing 30 hats. You can't do everything. So
And be good
But
at all
also,
of it.
like you
Yeah.
said just now, with like seeing your growth with like the sales, it's so much patience within the industry and also entrepreneurship. Like you have to know at the beginning, it's not gonna be what you see from everyone else who already has been put in that work. It's so much patience. It's so much
patience.
time. It's so much. I failed this, but let me try it again. So I think you saying that, I feel like you said that a lot during like you speaking, like it's not what you always see from somebody else, like, oh, I want to be where they're at already. But it takes that patience and like trial and error and making sure that you can get there and, you know, learning from others and all that stuff. So I love that you highlighted that as well when you
Yeah.
spoke.
So if I wanted to get my hair done, where am I going? Can you tell everybody where to go?
To Extended Beauty Bar.
And then you guys, she's also online, so to order hair, it's just
Yeah.
the same thing. But
Same,
just
everything is
.com.
Extended Beauty Bar. The Instagram, the website. So
Yeah. Thanks for
love
coming on, Jazz.
Yes,
Of course,
thank
I had
you.
fun.
I'm excited because
Good.
Cheyenne like changes her hair all the time.
Zach
Yeah.
says that's like my second home.
It
right?
is.
Like if I'm not at home, I'm
I get excited. We were just talking about her next hairstyle. It's like we have to have a hair calendar.
We plan ahead. There was one time we had to plan like 3 hair things ahead, and I'm like, at this point, half the time I'm like, Jess, just do what you want. Like, just
create.
That's
how I want to
do
do.
what you
Like,
want.
I like going in a salon. I want to just be like, just do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Take
I don't
care of
even
me.
know what'll look good on me. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, you're
here's
gonna
my budget.
You're gonna trust us like that?
But sometimes I feel like it's relationship too.
Yeah.
No, I would do that. I would go into your shop, hell yeah, and be like,
Do
I
what
don't
you
care
want with
what
me.
y'all do. I know I'm coming out and
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
walk
look
out with
great.
the weave to your booty crack.
You know, because I love the inches. Really? I'm open to put a 30-inch. I'm like, is it too long? I'm like, don't ask me.
I am
Don't ask
tall.
me.
I am a tall woman. The longer, the better. I'm like, I'm either short bob or we're like, it's at my ass.
Not
Please.
short bob. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. As always, we will be back with another episode again next week. I'm excited for the next few episodes. You can follow us at Think Loud Crew on Instagram and on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can follow me at Shy Not Shy.
And you can follow me at Hair by Shanan.
I was thinking about how Jess was trying to do the radio. I was thinking about my radio voice.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Late night with Shy is not popping.
That's why I didn't get hired.
I just stick to what I do. Okay. Kyle, let's hear your radio voice.
Gosh. And you can find, what are we saying again? I
That's
didn't
your radio
voice. No, I don't have a radio voice. And you can follow me at Arc Island.
That was it. And don't forget to tell your crew.
Wait, we didn't.
Jazmeen.
No, remember I told you I'm not good.
Oh, shit. I thought she did Extended Beauty Bar. Oh, no. Where can we follow you?
And now for
we said it
Jazmeen.
already.
Can we hear your radio
Instagram.
voice? Can you do your radio voice and say it?
You're making her red.
I'm like a tomato right
You
now.
can follow her at Extended Beauty Bar.
And don't forget to tell your crew
Oh my goodness.
about our
But
crew.
why is